Hello everybody and welcome back again to Let's Play Disco Elysium, where our investigation took another turn last episode when the Hardy Boys suddenly presented us with new evidence. Although I gotta say, I am not overly impressed with that evidence, which is the tape, since it doesn't really include a confession, it's more like a threat. And technically not even a threat, because he wasn't saying it to Klaasje, but to one of his mercenary buddies. So it does prove that he's a dick. It doesn't really prove that he raped her. But still, I guess we should go back and talk to Klaasje about it, because that's my next quest. And I want to talk to her anyway about the mercenaries, so maybe she's willing to give us more information now. But first, let's get rid of the boombox. I won't be needing that for the time being. So yeah, back to the whirling in wrecks it is. And I guess I will have to talk to Titus about the tape as well at some point. But first, Klaasje and then the Hardy Boys. Right, I have to click on the doormat. Alright, Klaasje, I'm back already. I hope you're willing to talk to some new evidence that has surfaced.
Officer, it's a fine day for questions.
Well, that's good, because I have more of them. I need to talk to you about your room again. Let's talk more about this so-called assault. Titus Hardy gave us a recording where the deceased states his intention to commit rape. Right, let's tell her about that.
She puts her coffee cup down with a soft ring as the porcelain meets the metal table.
Did he? I never said he was a good man, or that he had good intentions. Only that he was never bad to me.
Yeah, clearly he was not a good man, but it seems that she's sticking to her story, so there's that.
She doesn't care. If anything, she sounds amused.
Anyway, on this tape, he specifically identifies you as a target.
Where did they get this recording exactly?
Well, the Hardy Boys gave it to me.
It's intercepted radio chatter of the deceased, recorded via a de-encryption station. It's authentic enough.
Does he say he's gonna do it Soldier of the Apocalypse style?
She arches her brow. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what he said. Those are the exact words he used. Something to that effect. Yes, no. Nope, it's the exact words.
Yeah. That was practically his pickup line.
Well, very charming. She picks up the cup back again.
Did he say whores a lot? Was he pretty much on the verge of doing it Kohoi style?
So clearly, none of this is a surprise to her, and she doesn't really seem to care. Okay. Yes, the word whore was used, Kohoi was mentioned. He did refer to the atrocities in South Safra, yes. I guess that's what Kohoi means in this context.
He wasn't actually there. He didn't do a tour, or at least didn't tell me he did. Would have been overkill anyway. He lived his own little Kohoi. It wasn't his everything.
Why say things like that? Machismo? Do you think he was trying to scare people? Well, I could see that it might have been just machismo.
Yes, was he bragging?
Oh no, I'm pretty sure he did all those things. Then integrated them into his idea of normalcy. To keep on living. Until they just sort of turn into his, what's the word I'm looking for?
Coping mechanism, catchphrase, persona. Well, all of that could be true. Maybe persona?
Running joke. I was gonna say running joke. And it sounds like you didn't even get the good bits. Lely's punchlines got way funkier than that.
So basically what you're saying is that he was a very, very damaged individual. Alright.
He was like the Seminoles conflict, the Kohoi massacre, and the 36 famine in Yezut all rolled into one person, then cast in Orani ceramic armor, which he wore in bed and in the shower.
Weren't you afraid you like this kind of stuff and you spent time with this person romantically? Well, it doesn't seem that she was afraid.
Afraid of what? That tape the Hardy Boys recorded? Your mother probably never told you this, but girls are evil.
Are they now?
Had I the physical robustness and social support, I'd be in Kohoi. I would be tearing it up Soldier of the Apocalypse style.
Alright.
Did he tell you he had actually done any of those things? Here in Martinez, I mean?
No. We were too busy laying waste to our own nervous systems to direct any of the fury outward. He seemed happy, I guess. At ease. As much as a man like him could be.
Alright, so we can surmise that he was a dick. He may have done terrible things in the past, but you don't care, and he didn't rape you. That's basically what I'm getting from this.
There is a small measure of pride in her that she could quell the rage in such a being.
Well, I see.
What kind of man was he? Before you go, ask for details. She seems okay to talk about it.
Right, I still had more questions about Lely, so maybe I can ask my questions now.
Thank you for clearing that up, miss. Whenever you're ready. I'm interested to hear what Titus Hardy has to say now.
Yeah, I guess we will have to talk to him again.
She takes a very small sip of her coffee and smiles.
Right. Can we talk a little bit more about the victim now?
Like, for example, his name?
Actually, officer, I didn't know his name. I just called him Lely.
Yeah, I've already heard about his, nickname or nom de guerre or whatever.
A nickname?
I guess. He came from Lelystad. It's short for that. And it was his army name, apparently. He said his real name wasn't his. I tried to pry it out of him, but it was no use.
So you have no idea what his real name was. All right.
Lelystad. That's a good start.
The lieutenant write it down in his notebook.
We have a few questions you can help us with. A few things a field autopsy alone can't answer.
The young woman cranes her neck, trying to catch a glimpse of the page the lieutenant passed to you. On it is a list of autopsy observations, recorded neatly in blue ink.
Right, we did make some observations during the autopsy.
Everything left to be clarified is in the column on the left.
All right, so let's ask a few questions. Tell me more about Lelystad.
In Oranje, officer. It's, I think municipality is the term. A nowhere town there.
Probably doesn't really matter that much anyway.
The Lelystad municipality has few boroughs and even fewer cities. It's made of agricultural plots near the border of Gottwald. Executive summary: cows, silos, and wheat.
I like how Encyclopedia consistently knows more about some of the questions that I have to ask than the people I'm actually asking.
Oranje? Oranje's map of waterways? This fits with his tattoo.
It certainly does.
You were almost right, officer. That means his race was occidental, not mondial. I'll update the form.
There we go. Look at Klaasje. You were both from Oranje. Look at the autopsy paper moving on. Yep, clearly both of them are from Oranje.
Yes. We were compatriots.
Did that bring you together?
No. He was too old for that. And from another part of Oranjenrijk. I didn't even understand his accent. What brought us together wasn't Oranje. It was bad habits.
Yeah, that'll do it.
No love for Mother Oranje. But wasn't he a Soldier? This could be worth pursuing.
Well, he was a soldier, but a mercenary, so basically he's going to fight for anyone who's paying him. And the fact that he's from Oranje probably doesn't really matter at all. So, not a patriot, I suppose.
No. He left the National Service after they taught him to do what he did on Seminine. He wasn't the flag-waving kind. He was the making money, killing people kind.
Right, a mercenary.
He was by no means a stupid man. A people person. A small platoon leader. Certainly not a patriot.
A people person, all right. You don't seem like much of a patriot yourself. As an Oranje yourself, didn't his lack of patriotism annoy you? Well, I guess she's not a patriot herself, huh?
Mm-hmm. There is nothing on Muindi. The old world is dead, and we both knew it. Maybe Oranje did bring us together. In loathing.
All right.
I love Revachol, though. I hope she loves me, too.
Well, I can't answer that question. But yeah, now let's ask a few more questions about our victim. How old was he, miss?
He was 42.
42.
42? Are you sure? I would have had him over 50.
He had many scars that made him appear older. But no.
The memory makes her smile.
We even celebrated his birthday, like, some weeks ago. It was a funny 2 days. He had little reason to lie to me.
All right, fair enough.
Looks like you were right, officer.
The lieutenant taps on his notebook once, as though assigning some kind of point.
Points aren't good. Have one, you old dog, before we all die.
All right, I did guess his age at 42. I remember, yeah, I did say 42. I was being very precise, and I was right. Well, look at that. I did not know this was a competition, Kim. Well, is it?
It isn't. Police work is a cooperative sport.
Right.
There is no challenge without competition. There must be an opponent.
There must be an opponent.
This is clearly sports for him. Something like archery or darts.
Nah. It's still about getting hits right and not missing. And the competition is against the world. I mean, yeah, it's still about getting hits right.
That's too pinball for me. I just like to get autopsies right on the first try. Where were we?
Well, okay, if you say so, Kim.
He's lying.
Yeah, I think he's more competitive than he likes to admit. But okay, what about his eye color?
Blue. Light blue. They were like little blue galaxies, you know? It was strange, seeing those eyes in his fucked up face.
That's a very poetic way to put it.
Pardon the swearing. I do him an injustice. He wasn't ugly. And he had a beautiful, soft voice. Very surprising, what with all the scarring. It was quite something, watching him speak.
I mean, that's very interesting, because the voice we heard on that tape didn't sound beautiful or soft. So I can only assume that he was talking differently when he was speaking to her than to his colleagues.
He had a combat wound on his chin and mouth?
Yes. Severe. It made him look like half his face was cracking away in some strange smile. That and those eyes.
Ah, yes. His hair, if you can remember?
It was light brown, almost blonde. He darkened it with brilliantine, made it oily. Not nice to stroke. I couldn't convince him to leave it alone.
Interesting. I too have stroked his hair. I have, but I feel this is not information I have to share with her. Kim, I said to put the brilliantine on the form. Do I get a point? Yeah, I totally should get a point for that.
No.
Why? I got this right. I got this totally right. But I put it down there, point to the red autopsy slip. Yes, I totally did.
Okay, sure. Here you go. What else are we missing, officer?
He asks, trying to get the questioning back on track. Don't interrupt my point taking. Anyway, he had a tattoo. What did it mean? I mean, we have some idea what it might mean. It's like an ancient sailor tattoo, and he might have kind of repurposed it as like a mercenary tattoo with his different journeys and whatnot.
Oh, that.
It's clear she liked it.
Well, apparently she did. You liked it. It was an Oranese map of the waterways. It was a map of his service history. What did it represent, do you know? Yeah, I guess you liked it.
Quite a lot, yes.
And was it a map of his service history as we suspect?
Sure, service history. It was mostly for showing off to chicks, though.
Okay, well, I guess that's also a reason. For showing off to chicks, how so? Well, I mean, clearly she liked it, so it worked.
How? Imagine him lying in bed. Freakish musculature laid out on the sheets. Scarred, of course. Tattooed. The sheets are dirty for some reason.
Well, like she said, she liked it.
Is this Oranese lit?
I don't know, is it?
Yes. This is the very essence of Oranese lit. A moment's respite. Dark and hopeless as the struggle itself.
She leans even further back to demonstrate.
He's smoking and drinking, of course. And his chest and shoulders and arms are studded with stars. Tens, hundreds of them. Maybe even thousands.
I mean, that is certainly a certain kind of aesthetic that can be appealing.
And the woman goes like, "What was this, baby?" And he says, "That was too hardcore. Don't ask me about that." So she goes, "Okay, but what's this, baby?" And he's like, "Saw some bad shit there. Killed some loincloths."
So is this an actual conversation that took place between the two of you?
And so it goes. Star after star, port after port, third world country after third world country. And he's done horrible things in every single one of them.
Yeah, like I said, was this an actual conversation that happened?
Oh yeah.
Can you tell us precisely what these mean? Yeah, any more information on that?
No, thank you. I've seen enough of him dead. I can tell you what they meant without looking at them.
She pours herself some more coffee.
Go on.
He was a blue-eyed boy with thick arms, from a small town. He was also poor, and the government of Orania needed some people killed, so they turned him into a grotesque killer. For money. He went to Killer Academy in Vredefort. Then he killed some people in the Seminine Islands. And on other islands, too. All of the islands. After this, he came to Revachol and got killed himself.
Alright, I mean, that is pretty much what we already deducted from the tattoo. Vredefort, Seminine Islands, and finally Revachol. So, it did finish the quest, apparently. But it didn't really give us any new information. It only confirmed what we already suspected. Either way, not a very fun story.
It is when you're high. It can be very exciting then. You have the tools to deal with it. It's not a very nice story to remember when you're sober. A change of topic?
Right, let's talk about something else. We ordered a toxicology report. Any idea what that will show us? Well, I'm guessing probably drugs, assuming both of them were high when they were together.
A real rainbow splattering of pharmaceuticals, I bet. Barbiturates, amphetamine, sildenafil.
Right.
How much does the toxicology report cost the police of Revachol? I can do it for half of that. Save you some money, make some myself.
Sounds good to me.
It's quite expensive, miss. But we'll manage without your help for now.
Oh, don't be such a spoiled sport, Kim. Maybe we could have made some money ourselves here by just splitting the difference. But okay, I guess that's all the questions I can ask, so let's finish and hand the lieutenant back his notes.
All right.
Okay, and that finished another task.
Coolly, gracefully, she pours herself more coffee.
Okay, I can talk to her about the room, but I'm supposed to do this when I'm alone. I'm not sure if I have any more questions in
Not my favorite topic.
this dialogue
Okay.
tree. No, that's all stuff I already asked.
How about we, change the subject to something more lighthearted now?
Yeah, I will come back at some point and talk about my room, but for now, that's all I need to know. Okay, well, so she continues to stick to her story, so I guess there was no rape, and the Hardy Boys just completely made this up. In addition to the other stuff they already made up, like the cause of death, which makes me believe that they did not kill this guy, and they're lying for some reason, and we have to find out why.
Wait, stop. That man, bloated beyond all recognition, was 42?
Well, that's what she said, yes.
Below the damage, the weeks of decomposition, all the swollen indignity of mortality. He was 42 years old?
Yes, and where is this going?
How old are you? That's where this is going. 45,000 litres of raw alcohol has left its disfigurements. What lies beneath, you wonder?
That's a good question.
You could ask either one of them.
Kim, how old do you think I am? Turn around, miss. How old do you think I am? I got this. My age, I think I'm... I don't know. I feel he might be a little bit older than 42, but it's hard to tell. I don't know, Kim, what do you think?
Huh?
How old do I look?
How old? 58?
58? I don't know, that seems a little bit too old. I would maybe go for about 50 or something like that. Oh my god, that's really old, really. Maybe you're wrong. You were wrong about the deceased too. He was way younger. You're probably right. That's about what I look. I don't know. 58 seems a little bit too old.
You asked.
I certainly did. Maybe I should have asked her instead. Maybe you're wrong. You were wrong about the deceased too. Indeed.
He was deceased. He had been decomposing for a week.
Well, I mean, you could argue that Harry is also decomposing. He is just alive doing it because of all the drugs he's taking. I feel like I've been decomposing for longer than that. Right. The ravages of Al Ghul are nearly as extremely as that of death itself, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. That's a good point. You're right. I'm probably 62. Let's leave it at that. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's the alcohol.
There's silence.
Okay. I'm not sure what he's trying to say with that silence.
Then a little more.
Sure, you're 42. Let's go?
Okay. I guess I can go with 42, although I would expect it's somewhere in between 42 and 58, probably.
Wait. This requires scientific measurements.
Does it? Bring it on. I'm not afraid of the truth. I don't want to think about this anymore. I'm totally not afraid. Bring it on.
To the laboratorium.
The laboratorium? Okay. I see. It's a thought I can internalize. Date of birth generator. Your face looks like it's 48 and your body feels like it's 60. Your mind feels like it's lived for 1 day or 100, both longer than they ought to be. The day and the century, but for how long then has this thing attached to your sentence walked the planet's crust? Time to start wrecking those brains of yours, Elder One. When and where were you born? Right. I guess at some point I should internalize some other thought. But maybe not now. I always prefer to spend them on, like, actual skills. Because at least then I know what I'm getting. And I do have, like, another skill point available now, so... yeah, I may want to get more volition. Because that's still very low. Sure, let's level up the volition. There we go. And yeah, I'm supposed to talk to Titus again about the tape. So I suppose that's going to be my next task already. Let's go back down. Because now I have caught the Hardy Boys in a lie at least twice. They lied about the cause of death. They lied about the motive. So there isn't really much left of their confession. Alright. Let's see what they have to say about this.
It's you again. What is it?
So, I listened to your tape and your so-called confession. Yep, I talked to Klaasje about the tape.
And?
He tenses immediately. Chest tightens. Jaw sets. Ready for another blow.
Well, that's good, because you will have to take another blow, because she stands by what she said.
That fucking fucker. You're the worst cops in Revachol. I gave you gold on that tape.
Yeah, not really.
That fucker wasn't aimed at you. It was at her.
Clearly, because she's not willing to lie for them. Gold, it was just locker room talk, it's not evidence. It was dark stuff, but it didn't prove anything, and it didn't change her mind. Yeah, it was bad, honestly I expected it to have more effect. She pretty much laughed it off, Titus. Yep, that's what she did.
Fucking fuckity fucker. And what did she say then? That it's fine. People are supposed to be like that.
It did not come as a surprise to her, and she definitely wasn't scared. Actually, I think it made her a little nostalgic. If anything, she seemed turned on by the whole door gunning thing. Titus, she said she would like to be a little door gunner herself if she could. Yeah, all of it is kind of true, I suppose, but yeah, it did not come as a surprise to her, and she wasn't scared.
Yes. In fact, I think she thought it was a little funny.
Right.
Funny. No good goddamn psycho whore.
I mean, it wouldn't have been my reaction either, but that's what she said.
Seems like they wanted to give Klaasje a second chance to play along. She still didn't.
Yeah, bad for you, huh?
Alright. All fucking righty then. I guess it's good then. That fucking...
Please try to control yourself in the presence of visitors, Titus.
So, what are you going to do now, Titus? Are you going to change your story again, or are you going to tell me the truth?
This is just perfect. Just fucking perfect. Any thoughts on this, lawman?
Titus rubs his chin with his palm as if trying to grind it smooth.
Women are crazy. Irrational. That's what you're thinking, right? Also, your fists are itching for a bump.
I think you had a lie planned, but you didn't play along. Yeah, that's apparently what happened here. You know what I think? Women are crazy, man. Maybe she isn't who you thought she was. Maybe she is still in denial, you know, like a defense mechanism. Like I said, this is an explanation that probably shouldn't be completely dismissed, but after talking to her and, you know, the way she talks about Laylee, I feel this is not the case here. So, clearly you were, planning this lie and you thought she would go along with it for some reason, but she didn't.
I asked for your opinion, not a bedtime story. Tell it to your grandma.
This tape was the last chance for her to do what was planned. Sure, I'll do that. Yep, I guess this plan didn't work out.
But she didn't. She knows she can't lie to us, unlike you.
And I mean, your lies are pretty bad, and you can't really stick to your story, or your story doesn't really conform with reality. So maybe you should just give up on, lying to us.
Fantastic. So now you remember how to do your job. I'm so sick of this piss. We should get something harder in here.
Yeah, guys. We should get a party going tonight.
Oh dear, party.
Why?
Maybe not.
He looks at the old man in the corner.
Success. They admitted to unlawful collaboration to derail the investigation.
Yeah, and now they're trying to change the topic and just trying to have a party instead. Okay, yeah, I guess you just need to tell me what really happened here.
I already told you. We fucking hanged him.
Really? We've been through this already. He wasn't hanged. Oh, well, he was hanged, but he also was shot. So, it doesn't matter how often you repeat it, it's not going to be any more truthful.
There's less gusto in his voice now. His men, too, are growing increasingly silent.
Okay, so maybe I'm making some progress after all.
The man is slowing down. Looks like a bad blood sugar crash. He can't keep track of all the variables anymore.
Yeah, that's the problem with lying. At some point, you kind of forget what you've been lying about, and you can't keep your story straight.
Who could? It's getting harder and harder to perform one's part in this sordid play. All it takes is a nudge.
Alright, so how are we going to give him this nudge?
Come on, Titus. We know you didn't hang him. He was shot. I know you're tired. So am I. Why don't you just...
You know what? I am tired. I'm tired of you and the whore upstairs. Next time you see her, tell her Titus said, "Fuck on!"
He throws his beer can down. I guess I can tell her that.
That lying, scamming. We're done. This is over. You understand? Your little investigation is over.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
There's a silence in the room. Ella starts saying something, then thinks best not to.
On the floor, beer drips out of the can into a small puddle. No one does anything about it.
So what are we going to do about this impasse? I need to continue my investigation, and you apparently insist on continuing to lie about it.
What is this quiet funeral shit? All we need is some beers in us. Bartender, 20 beers for the Dock Workers Union.
Why do we make it 40, huh? Why do we make it 100 beers? You're not loud enough.
What are you trying to do here, guard? Just give them their beer.
100 beers? Now we're talking. Hoppity hop over here, cafeteria manager.
Oh dear. Ooh, well, look at that. We got a nice little rhetoric check here. Can I please see the whole window? Okay, here we go. Convince Titus he is being manipulated. Mention serial play, strange reaction to bullet, Evra asked to cooperate, but -1 because I pushed Titus on the tape. Huh, okay. Angus can't take pressure, warned about the tribunal, discussed Ace Hardy, confronted about drug trade. Now the question is, do I want to increase my chances even more? I mean, this seems to be a vital skill check. But it's not a red one, right? So I could just try this, and if it fails, I can put another point into rhetoric and then try again. So maybe let's give it a try without investing any points first.
Convince
Yep.
Titus he's being manipulated. You should know by now. Titus Hardy will never falter.
I'm sure I can do it. We already got him to a point where he doesn't really seem all that convinced anymore himself.
But you know someone who might.
One of his boys will. That's it then. Case closed. Look around. We're going home, Kim. No. We are so close. I'm sure one of his boys will crack. Specifically, like, I think we already spotted, like, the weak link in the chain, right? I think it was Angus.
Fat Angus.
Yep.
The powerful guy. Mr. All Muscle. The time has come. Put him in the pressure cooker.
Yes, let's do it.
Just remember, it's about more than Klaasje. It's about these men and Martinez. Their district. Their responsibility.
All right.
Outside, in the midday sun, ruins. The pavements are cracked and the benches peeling. Newspapers blow in the wind.
Thank you, Shivers, for that little unimportant information. Okay, so I can only pick this option now. So I hope this is not being serious.
Huh?
The lieutenant raises his brow.
He'll get it. Go on.
Okay, so he's just being facetious. Write it down, Kim. In Martinez, they just kill you because they don't like you.
Got it. Kill you because they don't like you. All because...
Because of some chick, because you're a foreigner, because you work for the wrong people, because they like killing. I mean, according to them, it's because of some chick. But, my rhetoric also said I'm not supposed to make it just about class here. So maybe because you work for the wrong people.
Goddamn right. This is Union Town. You work for the company, we will kill you.
Yeah, I mean, this feels like a more likely motive. But then again, I'm still not convinced they killed this guy at all.
Fuck, Dennis. We don't kill you if you work for the company. Half the harbor works for the company.
Right.
Work for the wrong company, and they execute you.
They just hang you, like in the Dark Ages. Make a display of your corpse. They just hang you, shoot you, whatever. They can't even remember. They just hang you, shoot you, light you on fire. They don't care. Yep, they kill you and can't even remember how.
It wasn't that. It wasn't. We didn't shoot him.
Alright, Fat Angus is starting to get a little nervous.
That's it. That's the weak one. You flushed him out. Now go in for the...
Alright.
Officer, you will be next if you don't shut up.
The old man reaches for his belt, but his voice is strangely calm.
Firearm. A Glass 08 or a 38 caliber pistol. Either is small enough for you to have missed.
Okay, so he has a gun. Gotta be careful here.
He's onto you. He knows what you're trying to do.
Turn to Angus, or what? You're gonna kill me like you killed him for no fucking reason? Turn to Theo. What happens if I keep talking? You're gonna kill me too in this bar for nothing? Look at Kim first. No, I think we're just going to home in on Angus here.
We didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when...
And there we go. There we go. Finally, someone's telling the truth. He takes a breath, wheezing.
Shut up, Angus!
I mean, you would think that the lawyer should, defend the truth and defend them and say that they didn't kill anyone. So it's interesting that she's so adamant about them being guilty. Of course, I understand her plan is basically to say, yep, they're guilty, but you can't really pinpoint the exact person who's responsible, so you can't really arrest any one of them. But still, interesting. So, he was dead before you hanged him, as we suspected.
Fatty! Say one more thing to the cops and I'll...
Dennis, stand down, or I'll beat your head in. Theo, take your hand off the belt. This isn't 31. I've got this under control.
Well, I hope you do.
Does he? His closed fist is shaking. It's you who's in control. Let them have their moment.
The room falls quiet, so quiet you can hear Angus wheeze.
Angie, where's your goddamn inhaler? You sound like you're dying.
I left it home. I can't get it. I'm too fucked. I'm sorry.
Why are you so fucking fat, Angus? Now it's all pointless. Because of you. You wasted my time. I told you, Titus. I told you just give her up.
Oh, so finally we're getting somewhere. So, presumably, this person they're talking about is the actual murderer, and they're just trying to protect her by taking the blame and then, trying to confuse us by not really making it clear who of them is responsible, because they're trying to protect someone else. That's actually making a lot more sense now.
Lizzie, your help is no longer needed here. Go tell Everard.
Fine. I'll tell him. After a long walk along the coast.
She walks off without looking back. Yeah, she's probably glad that she doesn't have to deal with us anymore.
What just happened between these two?
Well, clearly, Elizabeth just gave us a vital piece of information.
You're in. He's all yours. Questions.
Right, so, let's see. Whisper Kim, we did it. Yes, I think we did it.
The lieutenant gives a smile only you can see.
Alright, he seems pretty proud as well. I'm sorry I made you guys fight, so you didn't kill him, he was already dead. So who killed the Merkden and elites? Whose idea was it to hang him anyway? Hers? So clearly you didn't kill him and he was already dead.
He nods.
Alright, so finally he's going to tell us the truth.
You hanged the corpse to cover up the real cause of death. The bullet in his head.
Another nod.
Alright, and why?
'Cause the girls asked us to. They were in some shit.
The girls?
Girls plural? There's another girl? 2 of them? Take note of this. They'll probably say more about her later.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing one of the girls is our odd soul, the lady driver who is also responsible for the drug trafficking, but what about the other one?
Did she kill him?
Cop, I have no idea. The girl says she didn't.
So what exactly happened here?
Klaasje came down. She seemed really out of it. Drugged up, even more than usual. Bug-eyed and gurning, Not in a fun way.
Okay.
It looked like she'd redosed after something went down. I've seen that look before. She was scared. I knew someone had died.
And how did you know?
I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's the politician in the motel room with the dead hooker scenario. Only in reverse.
So, like in The Godfather 2, that kind of politician in the motel room with a dead hooker scenario? Okay.
Good analogy, boss.
The
red-faced man snickers.
You don't get to talk yet, Shanky. You're still on the bench. And you keep taking it easy too, Angus.
So, what happened, exactly?
We went upstairs. Sure as day the Merc was dead. There was a bullet hole through the window. Fucking dirty sheets and bottles everywhere.
Okay, so he was in Klaasje's room when he was shot?
He means they'd been fucking?
Okay, so he was in Klaasje's room.
Tibbs patched the window. And the corpse we hanged.
Right, we did notice that the window has been replaced recently, so we know where it happened. Which means he was inside, because they were fucking apparently, and someone shot him through the window. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Whose tips? The 8 Hardy, if Klaasje didn't kill him, why the cover-up? So who killed the merc then? Any leads? Yeah, who exactly is Tibbs?
Nah, he's my brother. He's in the window replacement business.
What a coincidence. Okay, but clearly if he was shot from the outside and Klaasje didn't kill him, why cover it up?
You may have noticed our girl's in some shit of her own.
Yeah, still, you could have just, called the police. And again, you don't like the police around here, so I guess that makes sense. I didn't notice anything. What kind of shit are we talking about? Right.
The can't show up on police radar kind. There are people after her. From the old world. Where she came from.
There are people after her? What kind of people?
They're powerful. Connected to the Moor Lantern. She's clearly afraid for her life. Says if she showed up in your systems, she'd be ghosted away.
Interesting. She didn't tell us about that.
That's all he knows. That's all she's told him.
Okay, so she's worried that if she shows up in police records, powerful people would come and kill her. And that's why she didn't call the police. But then she kind of did anyway. So there's that.
And why would you help someone like that? By taking on a murder?
Why would I? I guess we abide all sorts of runaways and losers here. It's a Martinez thing.
So just out of the goodness of your heart, huh? I don't know about that. Anyway, so if Klaasje didn't kill him and you didn't kill him, then who may have killed him?
Not yet. Just some ideas. She says the shot came from outside, behind the window somewhere. So that's a clue.
Right, clearly it must have come from outside. So, do you have any theories?
I'm thinking someone's past caught up with them. Either hers or his.
So you think that maybe he wasn't the actual target, but Klaasje, and he just got in the way by accident.
Hers, you mean?
I mean the people after Klaasje. Maybe the shot missed. Maybe it was meant for her.
I mean, that's an interesting theory.
I like that. Been thinking the same thing myself.
And you had ideas about his past too?
I do. One of those mercenary buddies of his could have done it. They got guns, training, years of bad blood, probably. Or it could have been someone else from Crenell.
He pauses to think.
Tell you what I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine. That's what I'd do. If I wasn't too busy doing this clown dance with you.
Okay, I mean, at least I finally have some proper leads here. And I'm not chasing, the wrong lead because of your elaborate lie. But yeah, whose idea was it to hang him?
In a manner of speaking.
Okay.
Remember the 2 girls? He may be talking about the other one.
Right, so one of the girls was Klaasje. I'm guessing the other girl is our lady driver.
That's right. It was her idea to hang him. I liked it for political reasons. It sent a good message.
It's her, isn't it? The drug trafficker, the missing 8 Hardy. Exactly.
Fella, you think too much. He's off all right. You're gonna hurt your head.
My head is just fine, thank you.
A little too far there, but you're definitely right.
That woman is just affiliated with the Hardy Boys. You don't know her, anyway.
But she is affiliated with you. You know, it's okay for there to be a Hardy girl, Titus. Understood. Can you tell me anything about her name, current location? You're going to stonewall me if I ask more about her, aren't you? Yeah, why isn't there a hardy girl?
We're hardy boys. And that's it.
Okay. But yeah, can you tell me more about her name, current location?
Nope. You're not getting to her. It's Klaasje you want to talk to.
Okay. So he is going to stonewall me. Yeah, I guess I'm sorry I made you guys fight.
Me too.
Okay. He's not very talkative in this situation. But yeah, I guess I gotta go and talk to Klaasje again.
You do that. Hey, cop. Before you go.
Suddenly, the wind picks up outside. You hear it rattling the large windows in their frames. It carries newspapers, circles the whirling in rags in a warm column.
She, Klaasje, came to Martinez to hide. Many of us did. This is where you wash up when there's nowhere left to go. The Union takes you in. Now, she refused that protection.
But you would still prefer if we didn't take her away, I suppose?
That's right. If we didn't take care of the people who end up here, this place would just be a couple of ruins and some cargo containers.
Well, that's a very, kind of you, I suppose. But I honestly don't think we need to take her away unless she actually committed a crime. I mean, I guess covering up a crime could be considered a crime, but it's definitely not the main person we're looking for here, which is the killer.
We'll take that into account.
The lieutenant slides his notebook into his coat pocket. He turns to leave. Alright, well, finally, we got some actual information here, and Harry is very, very excited about this, as you can see. So, the whole story changed. We know how he got killed, and we may have to talk to Klaasje again and see what she has to say about it. But the episode is getting very long, so I'm going to make a cut here. As always, thank you for watching, and see you again next time.